Hey guys, it's amazing. We've made it through the pandemic, and we're coming onto the other side, depending on who you talk to. But tonight's movies are kind of old, as in the respect of new release movies go. So tonight's movie is going to be The Invisible Man and The Hunt. Being right after the pandemic, and they have like the staggered parking in the drive-in theater. So I was afraid that I wasn't going to get a good spot, so I pre-bought my ticket. I pre-bought it for today, and then when I got up today, and I'm all excited about going to the drive-in, and I'm still excited about being here, but it's raining like cats and dogs. It is raining, so I'm gonna, the backup plan, just run my car and run the windshield wipers. It's not gonna detract from my experience at the drive-in. I'm excited about being here. I'm excited about being here for a new season of drive-in movies. I'm going to go ahead in just a few seconds. I'm going to go be right back to defend my review of Invisible Man. All right, see you in just a few seconds. Bye. Hey guys, I just got done watching the film, and there's a couple things that I did take away from this movie for the second viewing. I had the same feelings this time, but I did have some positive things that I did want to point out about this film. I really dug the direction of this movie. I liked how there were very specific moments where they would train a camera on empty space, and it would kind of promoted that paranoid feeling. The things I didn't like about this film were some of the choices that the characters made throughout the movie. Now, here's the thing. I understand every single decision that each and every single character makes in this movie. And we had her protector, the big, strong, 6-foot black dude that was the cop in the movie that took her in and protected her. He seemed to turn on a dime and turn against her when things started going against him and his daughter. Would it have not made a better story if he started figuring stuff out, using that big detective brain of his to think, to start putting two and two together to make four? Maybe she isn't as crazy as people were making her out to be, and I would have loved to seen him kind of add things up on his own instead of being shown at the very end. Okay, and the last thing I did want to say about this movie is there are plot holes in this movie that just get on my nerves. She goes back to his big glass palace mansion, and she goes and gets his invisible suit. And when she's in that mansion, she takes the invisible suit and she hides it in a different part of the mansion. Now, the only reason she would do that is to set up for scenes later on in the movie. There was no logical sense for her to do that, except for to further the plot along. It would have been a more the series of circumstances after that would have made a lot more sense if she had taken that suit and drove directly to the police station and said, "Hey, I got something that I want to show you guys right now." Instead, she hides it and then sets up a series of events that ends up in her sister's death, which makes no sense whatsoever to me. And that just got on every single last nerve I have, and as far as I'm concerned, kind of ruined the movie. If we had smarter characters, and there wasn't some plot holes that were just kind of like blaring to me, that this would have been a totally better movie. It wasn't a bad movie, and I understand that it made a lot of sense, but I'm looking for something that was a little more smartly written. All right, so again, I might bump up the score. I might put it at a 50%. But that's as far as I'm going to go on that. And now I'm going to go ahead and go to the concession stand and get my popcorn. I'm going to be back in just a few seconds to let you know what I think about The Hunt. All right, see you later. Bye. I mean, I just got done watching a film, and what happens is that it could be looked at as just an action adventure movie. We have basically the deadliest game scenario going on. We have humans hunting humans, and that would have been cool if we had like a group of 12 people and another group of elite 12 people who had the advantage, and they were had all the equipment, and they were hunting these people down, and these other people had to use their wits and be clever about it and defend themselves. But that's not what happened at all. Basically, from the very setup of the premise, we had 90% of our character stock just taken down and just disposed of. So what happened is, throughout the movie, we might have met like maybe 3 or 4 people on the hunted side of this equation, and we never got the connection out of it. Even our main heroine of the movie, she was very stoic, and she did not communicate to the surroundings around her. So we really never got a feeling for who she really was. Now, did I like her character? Hell yeah, I liked her character, and I was kind of rooted for her character. So it really didn't work as an action film until the very end, when we had they set up where Hilary Swank is the end of the chain, and we have our heroine facing the kind of the boss of this game, and it was a really nice fight sequence that kind of came out of that. And I really enjoyed that about that, but it took a long time to get there. Now, here's the other way that you can take this movie. You can take it as kind of like a political statement. If you're going to make a political statement, you kind of need to kind of make it very obvious to the viewer what you're proposing here. It was really kind of messy and bizarre. I guess you could think of it as like maybe it was a statement about the widening gulf between the two political factions. But they really didn't make any statements about that. So as far as an action movie goes, it kind of failed until the very end, when we were given a pretty sleek action sequence. It could have been a political satire, but it wasn't really a political satire because we really weren't given the reasons, or it wasn't spelled out for us what we were supposed to take away from this movie, what message, what political message that we were supposed to learn from this. We really weren't given anything. In fact, this movie was slightly vague in every single aspect that it presented to us. So, did I enjoy the film? Like I said, it had a really good action sequence at the end. I enjoyed that portion of it. I enjoyed the heroine's character. I felt empathy for that character. But as far as it goes, it just seemed really sloppy. And it could have been a lot better. It could have been written better. It could have been given more purpose to the movie. So I'm going to go ahead and just grade it a big gold 60%. 40%. It could have been polished a lot. A lot. All right. So that's it, guys. That's it. That's my stay at, hey, it is the first time of the season that I actually get to go to the movies. Not only that, to my favorite place to see movies, which is the drive-in theater. The credits have rolled. Pretty soon somebody's going to be coming up to my car and kicking me out of the drive-in theater, so I got to get going. But I hope and pray that I get to talk to you guys again next weekend, or at least next week, with 2 more reviews about 2 other movies that I get to see. All right. Once again, I'm going to finish my review in the same way that I do every other time, which is I wish everybody peace. I really hope that everybody's healthy and staying healthy. Montanay, I'll talk to you guys later, and goodbye.